All right, and we're back.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. Okay, so.
Everybody be happy. We're talking about death.
Death.
Introduce yourselves for us for the YouTube crowd.
My name, me llamo Alejandro Leo. Is that not Spanish for Lee?
Welcome back to Trade Paper Hacks with your hosts, Mark and Alex.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The confused look on your face. What's happening?
I'm fixing it. That's what's happening.
And we're back. My name's Alex Lee. I'm joined by my co-patriot in comic books, Mark Thompson. And we're talking about death.
And on that note, I want to reintroduce Jason Dyer over there.
Tech Booth.
Hi, Tech Booth.
Nobody asked you to introduce yourself.
Again.
So we were on the topic before we took a break, and Tech Booth lost his tactfulness.
Marbles.
Marvel's tactfulness.
Speaking out of turn. Come on.
You were not prompted by Alex. You
You're
should
right.
not speak.
I should have known.
You do not have the talking
you.
stick.
The
when you
conch
hold
is on that side of the table.
when you hold the talking stick, you're allowed to talk.
Okay. All right.
Would you like to see the talking stick?
I can't.
No.
I didn't
Right
bring
there.
my microscope.
Was he making a tiny dick joke?
I was. You're welcome.
Racist? I'm Japanese.
It's not my fault.
My dad's.
Love you, Dad.
And he watches. He listens.
Ooh, and welcome back to Trade Paper Hacks.
All right, so we're talking about death. And we left you on the question to ponder over. Is there any time killing off a main character is considered brave? Or is it just going to be a plot device, a tactic? Because we see that happen a lot in comic books.
It's fine if it's a plot device, as long as it's a good plot device.
But is it ever used well?
yes.
Prove it.
No, I'm just going to agree and say yes, and we're going to move on.
This is a great show. All right, why don't you run this show?
Yeah.
You want to take over? You just go ahead, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark the Knowledge Thompson. Take it away, Mark.
No. Anyway.
So what's a good example of a bad version of a death? You said there's some good ones. He wants you to prove it, but let's talk about what makes a bad death.
Death that doesn't stick, which is what has become a
yeah.
commonplace in comics nowadays.
99.9% of comics.
Not quite that many.
I could think of 3 exceptions in which the original character has never come back from the dead, really.
Okay, what are they?
You got Bruce Wayne's parents, which count as 1 in my book, Uncle Ben,
Okay,
Gwen Stacy.
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
You mean not in the actual 6-1, or their main primary universes?
not the actual them.
Not
Okay,
an
yeah.
alternate timeline person coming in to stick in
Right.
for them or bring in from the past or something weird like that.
Yeah.
There's others you could go with. Jean Grey hasn't come back yet.
Jean Grey came back a little bit.
Okay,
Did she die twice?
Her original death she came back to life from, but then her last death
Counts.
were in
No,
Zorn.
That
no,
does kinda count.
That totally counts.
No, well, not now.
So Alex, you're trying to say
this is a death by
I'm
death
saying
scenario.
you have died
Okay.
once and you've never come back.
Banshee.
No, the one character you care about.
Yep.
that poor sad guy.
That dude's been dead for like 8 years now. He ain't coming back anytime soon.
That sucks. Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
you
he's
could've
my
brought him back
favorite-
in Secret Wars.
No
man.
kidding.
What happened
Yeah,
there?
yeah, nothing. Nobody. Nothing. He's just dead.
They listened to the fans. That's what happened. Cut him.
Ooh.
That's
They should have left Bruce Wayne dead then. Oh.
So that brings a good point. So now that we could list on one hand the characters that have died and are never coming back, hopefully they stick to those rules because
Well, no, Captain Marvel.
oh yeah, he's gone.
He's dead.
he's gone, but he wasn't that great a
Well-
character in the first place.
Do we count
really?
him? Do we count him if they pop up in Secret Wars?
No.
We don't count him in Secret
Not-
Wars.
No, because that's alternate reality stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
or like fake reality stuff.
Yeah. Besides, I mean, he came back as a Skrull at one point,
Yeah,
and he
that's
came
right.
back as like an alternate reality version.
So
Yeah.
what do you mean he wasn't that great of a character? Because we're talking about Captain Marvel here.
I wasn't a big fan of Marvel. Especially in Infinity Wars? No, Infinity Gauntlet.
He wasn't in Infinity Gauntlet.
Wait, who am I thinking of?
I have no idea because Marvel was dead before Infinity Gauntlet had. Marvel dead in like 86. Infinity Gauntlet was like 91.
And it was kind of a big deal because they used cancer.
Yeah,
That's
to take-
right.
He died from cancer.
Wait.
It was like a one-off story.
Wait, wasn't he in the Cancerverse? A little
Wow,
bit in
really?
Annihilation, wasn't he? Or not?
No, he wasn't in the Cancer verse. That was a bad joke you tried. It
I
didn't
tried
work.
real bad.
Richard Rider hadn't come back from the Cancer verse.
I wish he would. I
He
like that
sacrificed himself so Star-Lord, Thanos, and somebody else could get out. I can't remember who the third one was.
Guy. Wow.
Okay. But now, once again, we've listed on one hand all the characters who have died and stayed dead. That means every other comic book death we've ever had has been.
Yes and no. There was a long period of time when DC deaths meant something. Because you go back to when Barry Allen died from the Infinite Crisis Earths, same time that Kara Zor-El died, Supergirl.
Okay.
They were dead for a long time. There's an entire generation of readers that think the Flash is Wally West.
And that's great. What that did is that created a plot device to go ahead and further other characters.
Exactly.
Which is a great example of when death pays off.
And DC could not keep that up. I wish DC had kept that up, because then you had the era of Oliver Queen dying and his son Connor becoming Green Arrow. And he was Green Arrow for a while. He wasn't a great character, but he was
No.
Green Arrow for a long time.
I think that also kind of dictates when they bring back characters. Like, oh, we killed a character. Is there outrage? Or is there crappy characters to replace them with? And if that's either the case, then we'll bring the character back, sell more books.
But that took a while before. I think it was during the Final Crisis when Green Arrow came back, wasn't it? Because that's what caused Barry Allen to come back too. Am I correct?
I know Barry came back in Final Crisis.
I can't remember when Oliver Queen came back.
I don't think anybody. Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
know
anybody
this
cares.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would care if I cared, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
any of
DC
this.
did. The Superman's what ruined all the deaths in DC.
Bingo.
Okay.
So there's your plot device. It was
Now,
let's
but-
kill a character to make money.
I have the flip side of that, right? So that was the first actual graphic novel I ever owned.
Mine too.
Death of
Yeah,
Superman.
really? See, so it like
And
I don't know.
when it
It's like
came
a
out, it
bittersweet
meant
thing
something
for
to
me.
me. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, Superman died. Anything can happen. And then, like, what was it, a year later he came back?
Something like that.
Legion of the Supermen. And
Yeah,
then,
the four Supermen.
Supermen, which were all cool characters.
And then they went off to be cool side characters. Steel.
Cyborg Superman has
Hank.
become a really good
What's his full
villain.
name? Hank something.
Steel?
No.
Oh, I don't remember
Superman's
Cyborg
Hank
Superman's
something.
name, yeah. You had Superboy, and then you had the last Kryptonian.
Yeah, all really cool characters. Actually, I don't think the last Kryptonian stuck around very much.
He didn't. He was a villain, and I think they ended up getting rid of him.
Yeah, but the other three, very cool
yeah.
characters.
Stuck around for a while.
But the problem is that entire event, they knew very well that they were going to bring back Superman in a year.
Okay.
That's kind of sucks to sell books. It really does.
Yeah, because that's all it was a
They
PR
didn't really
stunt.
further any storylines. They did it all as a publicity stunt, and very much like they knew what they were doing. There's a really cool counter to that, though, of when that was done and the reader knew fully up front that they were doing that was when Batman died in the Grant Morrison runs.
Yeah, because that got leaked like way early.
Well,
in that run.
kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, the entire year and a half, 2 years of books leading up to it was called Batman R.I.P. And like you had this entire huge lead up that made no sense. It was Grant Morrison. It was Comic Books 301. Fantastic though.
Yeah, once you got the full story, it was a cool story.
Yeah. And then he dies there, kind of. Then he's in an event comic, and they kill him officially there. You see Superman holding his corpse.
Yeah.
But what was great is in that very same issue that they show, well, actually, the next issue, the very final issue of that series, you see Batman back in time. Like, you know he's not dead. They immediately acknowledge you as a reader, as an intelligent individual, and say, here's a, it's a plot device. It's obviously a plot device. You know we're not going to kill Batman. We're not
Right.
going to insult you by making you think so. So here he is in the background doing something else. And here's another year's worth of stories for you to watch him make his way back. And that's a cool plot device, whereas the death of Superman, they're like, is he dead? Yeah.
Yeah, we think so.
No, I think he's dead. He's not
So-
coming back. One of these new guys is your new Superman. Oh, now he's blue.
Yeah. Now he popped back up, and he was just in a healing slumber or something like that.
Oh yeah. To relate it to a more recent and something I might know about the death of Wolverine. How would you say that compares to what we gave as a bad example of Superman, the death of Superman, and come back in a year, and the example of Bruce Wayne's lead up of death?
It's kind of right there in the middle.
It is because they left it very well open-ended. He could very well have died from what happened. He could very well have survived what happened.
Right.
Because, okay, this has been out for a year and a half. I don't care if I spoil it for you. Wolverine's healing factor was turned off. He was pretty much dying anyways. Bones were irradiated and all this other stuff. He ends up saving some kids and getting molten adamantium poured all over him.
Yeah. Game of Thrones
Killing
style.
him. Yeah. So he turns into this giant, ugly-looking metal statue. He's dead. So if his healing factor never kicked back in, all of his cells are dead, gone. No way he's coming back.
Okay.
There's also this deal, well, maybe it kicked on right at the last second and he's able to regenerate and he just has to get out of it somehow.
Or immediately after Kitty Pryde went and grabbed him out of that thing.
Yeah, something like that.
She was a major character in that story arc.
She was. Because of their relationship.
But you don't know. So it gives you the reader an opportunity to theorize of how he would survive, because it's a trope at that point. Because they let up, it's
Yeah.
like the death of Wolverine.
It was like for 9 months? We had 9 months until the death of Wolverine.
Yeah, and then we
6,
had the
3,
4
2,
issue.
1.
Marvel went through a big series of the death of everything, 7 months away, 6
yeah.
months away. They love their countdown. Screw them.
Well,
Yeah.
you just said it was a good thing about that Grant Morrison Batman run.
They didn't give you a month. No, I'm literally talking about the countdown that would be the header
okay.
of every comic.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's
Time
what
runs
I'm.
out as well. You know.
Time runs
Yeah,
out. Had
that's
it. Yeah.
But they didn't start that until after you realized time was running out.
Does it seem a little cheapened by the events of Secret War?
Well, that's the thing
Kind of.
is that they were able to leave that story complete, and then they'll never have to readdress it or write their way out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
And they can just start over new with whatever Wolverine they want with Secret War. That's kind of the cool part about Secret War is you get to bring back a whole bunch of characters you've been missing, or you get to kill off a couple characters that nobody likes, and you have a good excuse.
yeah. And you get to have everything fresh and new when you start your new world.
Now, here's another cool segue. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
A major trope is to kill a hero or a villain or is any character in an event comic to make that event seem worth it or
Yeah,
more
historical.
dramatic.
Yeah, by this point, I'm reading an event comic going, who's going to die? Who's not making it out of this? Because that goes all the way back to Civil War with Captain America dying.
Right.
That goes back to Infinite Crisis.
Well, yeah, Infinite Crisis. But
Barry was the first one to die in an event because that's one of the first events.
actually, Supergirl was the first one.
Yeah, she
Major character
died,
to
and
die.
then-
She died the second to last issue, and Barry Allen died the last issue.
Yep.
So
Mark the Knowledge Thompson.
what can I say? I know things.
Yep.
So some other people that have died lately that kind of stuck. Professor X is dead right now,
Yeah.
and his was kind of an important death because it showed how far Scott had fallen.
Happened in an event. X-Men
Yeah.
versus Avengers.
Yep, and that was like the payoff to that event.
Yeah, which,
That and the mutants getting kickstarted from Hope releasing
Yeah.
the Phoenix Force.
yes. And then Secret Wars happened. Let's see how many of these I can finish with. Then Secret Wars
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, actually, with all of them.
Who else?
Let's see, Hellboy. This is a good one. Hellboy is dead.
Ah.
He is.
He is in hell right now. There's a comic book called Hellboy in Hell. Him
Okay.
dealing with him dying because he sacrificed himself to keep the world from ending.
Yep.
Okay.
So he kind of went against what his prophesized beginning was. But this happened, years after Hellboy had been a major character for years.
Okay.
I think this is kind of like what Mignola was going for the entire time.
Which
To
is
be
cool.
able to tell his story, but in hell. Is that what you mean?
Just to tell Hellboy's story, and it includes him dying.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a cool concept. And what it does is another death that gives you more stories.
Yeah.
Like different stories, but they're like here.
Yeah.
Mignola said he's never coming back.
Yeah, Mignola said Hellboy is dead. You'll have stuff of him in the afterlife, but he's not coming back.
Which is cool.
Yeah, which allows the BPRD to have their own set, deal with Hellboy being gone, Abe
Yeah.
Sapien dealing with his buddy being dead, and them able to grow that more.
Yeah.
Because that, honestly, Hellboy and the BPRD is like the only thing Dark Horse has anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. There's another cool series. It's IDW. Now, it's not like a forever death, but there's a series right now called Godzilla in Hell.
Yeah.
And it is cool. It's all about Godzilla going through the 9 levels of hell
Right on.
and fighting
Fighting a different monster in each level.
like hell versions of monsters.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very cool.
Pick that up. That's a
So
good
that's a Dark Horse title?
IDW.
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 does it,
So that's
yeah.
kind of
IDW
good to
has a
read
license.
digitally, but support your local comic shop.
You should go pick it up.
Yeah.
One I want to talk about was Damian Wayne dying because it
Okay.
was kind of the same way with Mignola. When Grant Morrison created this character, he said Damian Wayne was going to die.
Wow.
He created that character to kill him.
Yeah, he wanted to kill him originally in the first year of books. In the first before, I guess,
Before the New 52
before
reboot.
Rip even happened. He wanted to kill him early, and then
Yeah.
he saw that people loved him. He's like, I'm still going to kill him, but, I'm not going to tell you when.
And I'm glad he came around because him as Robin and Dick Grayson as Batman was a great story.
Perfect.
Very well written by Grant Morrison. And finally, in the New 52 Bat Incorporated, he got to kill him. And then then Tomasi brought him back. Like, not even a year later.
Like, issues
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the whole goal in several issues of Batman was getting him back to life.
But the best part about that wasn't the bringing Damian back. It was the issues following where everybody dealt with the fallout and how sad it was that Damian died. And that Bruce went crazy trying to figure out a way to bring him back. Because he's like, we live in this world where superheroes can come back.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure it out. And it went to the extremes of like going to Apocalypse or dissecting Frankenstein to see what made him tick.
Wow.
Like against Frankenstein's will. It was
yeah.
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, but yeah, ended up
awesome.
on Apocalypse, defeated Darkseid, and took.
By himself defeated Darkseid.
This shows how determined Batman is.
Batman soloed Darkseid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
had
he
some
had a
stuff
small
like-
raid party, but
Yeah, he had like the Red Hood and Frankenstein. I think went with him too, didn't he?
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, so, I mean-
Cyborg was there for a little bit.
Yeah,
Right on.
he
I
had
mean,
some backup, but still, he pretty much soloed him.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
He was wearing a suit the
What run
entire
is
time.
this? How do I read this story?
It was in Batman and Robin, and there's Robin Rises Alpha and Omega.
Yeah,
kind
something
of
like
like
that.
capsulate it.
Okay.
Yeah. The cool part about it was is that he's wearing a suit, a bat suit that's like specifically built for taking on gods. That's
Right on.
slowly killing him the entire time.
Oh,
So
wow.
at the
he's
very
only
end,
got so
he's-
much time. To
Yeah,
be able to do what he
yeah.
has
So
to do. Okay.
there's a payoff. There's like I can fight gods, but at my own cost.
Wow.
And surprise, he didn't die.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet, but the thing is, like, okay, so even right now, Batman is dead.
Yeah,
The Batman we know, and
Yeah.
then you have an opportunity to bring in Jim Gordon as that's the new Batman,
which has been really cool actually.
which you would think
Much
is
better than I thought it would
ridiculous,
be, yeah.
but it's the same trope.
But you're also getting to experience something else happening with the characters.
Yeah,
Because with Bruce Wayne,
Okay.
that's fascinating.
Okay.
worth picking up right now. This is everything that's post Endgame and Batman.
Yeah.
So these are
Three
the
issues.
previous 3 issues?
So read issue was it 40, 38, 39, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Read Endgame and then read what's been going on.
You
right
have to
now.
read Endgame to kind of
Okay.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another series I absolutely love that has death payoff very well. Is Invincible. Almost said Incredible. Invincible is written by Robert Kirkman, the writer of Walking Dead, so you know death means death. But you'll actually really come to enjoy certain characters, and then they get murder splattered all over the page. And also, there's a lot of opportunities where the characters are strong enough. It's a very graphic book. Where you can literally pull out entrails of a character, and because they're so super, they can put themselves back together. But every time you see them, you're like, oh goodness, I don't know what's happening. There was actually one part, maybe 90-something issues in, where the main character, you see him get his head squished, and there's brains everywhere. You know by
Wow.
the rules of the universe, there's no way he's coming back, and they wrote around it. But when you see it happen, you're like, this book, it doesn't around. Like
It's serious.
it's serious. So you actually have this dread of your favorite characters dying, and it really means something. So I think honestly, if you have a universe where you can afford to get rid of characters and you're brave enough, do it. That's super duper important.
So being brave on that, I think in the next segment, I want to talk about who we think will die.
Do we dare have a superhero Deadpool? But not the character, Chad. Chill out.
Just yeah, I thought, wow, he almost like teleported here because he said that. So,
I heard the whoa, 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 whoa.
whoa, calm down, Chad.
Calm down.
So,
How
yeah.
about a death pool? We'll call it a death pool.
There you
Death-
go.